Hey! Okay, so if you are a new Christian and you have been given a Bible, I am going to show you how to read it so that you don't want to pull out your hair. Or if you are a new Christian or one that wants to get back into reading it or anything like that, if you just want to start reading the Bible, I'm going to really give you a couple of tips on how to do that. So first of all, if you haven't been given one and you go buy one, the best thing to do is to buy a New Living Translation or NIV, New International Version. There's a few other really good ones, but those are two of my favorites. They're easy to understand, but they're also close to the Greek and the Jewish language and our Hebrew language and everything. Okay, so when you read, don't start at the beginning, okay? Genesis and Exodus are the first two books of the Old Testament, like the first two books of the Bible. And they're pretty good. Like they give an account as, you know, how the world was created and all that kind of stuff. But after you read those two books, then it goes into the books of the law and you're like, oh my goodness, what have I done? So don't do that. What you need to do, and a lot of people I think have learned this the hard way because they do read those first two books and then they're like, and then they go, I don't know what I'm doing. This is boring. I'm not going to read it. And then they put it down. But don't do that either because this is so important. Reading scripture is so important. So I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, the best place to start is in the Gospels. And so the Gospels are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Synoptic Gospels are the first three, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And they're the closest to each other. They say that Mark was written first and then Matthew and Luke were kind of they gleaned from Mark and then they added their own spin. But every account is true. They're just from different perspectives. So Matthew was written by Matthew. He was a disciple of Jesus and also a tax collector. So when he wrote it, he was trying to convince Jewish people to believe who Jesus was and in Jesus's ministry. So he wrote it in Hebrew and he wrote it to appeal to the Jewish people. So there's a lot of Old Testament scripture in there that he puts in, a lot of this is to fulfill this scripture, this. And then actually to go even further, the first chapter is the genealogy of Jesus. So even that he uses to confirm that Jesus to the Jews is the Messiah. Okay, so Mark is one of my favorites. I feel like it's really good storytelling. And Mark was Peter's friend, and Peter was a disciple of Jesus, one of his closest ones. And when you read about Peter in the New Testament, he's so crazy almost, you know, like he sticks his foot in his mouth all the time and he does dumb stuff. I can relate to him so much. But at the same time, I feel like I know him just by reading the book of Mark because it is so immediately and suddenly and they were all astonished and amazed and, you know, like it was just so storytelling. And it said that, and I can't remember if I said this or not, that Peter was the one that dictated it to Mark. And so that's why, like, it's just really full of expression and stuff. And so then Luke was written by Luke, who was a doctor, and he wrote Luke and right from there, Acts, the book of Acts, which is right after John. So when you read Luke, skip John for a minute and go right into the book of Acts, and you'll kind of see how it all ties in together. And so Luke, he wrote it to a friend, basically, who he was just basically giving an account of Jesus's life. And then in the book of Acts, like how the church grew after that. And Acts is amazing. I love it all. I just love it all. Anyway, and so then John is beautiful. Oh my goodness. They're all beautiful. But John is just... actually Luke does this too, but John really does this. He really shows how Jesus honors women, like so beautifully. And I am running out of time, but read John. It's so beautiful. It's 90% of it is original. It's not part of the Synoptic Gospels, but it's so beautiful. And I'm out of time and I'm going to continue this because it's so good. But read those first if you're wondering where to read. Okay, bye.